All right, boys. So we're back here on some NHL 25, and I must say, bro, EA is being very generous with the amount of cards that they are giving us right now. So we are getting a ton of really good cards, starting here with the team builders. There is a 92, they're all 92, Adam Foote, Dennis Potvin, Trevor Linden, and Doug Gilmore. So if you guys are interested in doing any of the team builders, obviously, there are 4 new ones here. I probably will not do this. I'm not going to lie. I just don't feel like going through the grind of the team building on here. And I did just go through the grind of unlocking the X Factor William Nylander. So I just honestly just don't feel like doing these right now. But they are really good cards. We will take a look at their stats here in just a second. If we scroll over, there is a new team of the week. We have 5 88s, starting with Andrei Vasilevsky. We have Eric Cernak, Mikhail Sergachev, Ryan Donato, Kevin Fiala, and then Dylan Gunther, who is topping it off at a 91 overall, which was last week a 91 team of the week too. I think it was, or maybe it was a 90. But either way, the team of the week cards are starting to actually get pretty good. And then if we keep scrolling, this card is so sick. So Hut Champs, they did bring in Eric Carlson, obviously, as you can see. And I have not played the Hut Champs yet. Actually, I think I played one game like a month ago, but I might actually give it a shot because I want to try to get that 90 overall Eric Carlson here. So obviously, if you get 10 plus wins, you get the 90 overall. And then if you make it into the top 100, you will get the 91 overall Eric Carlson. Now, here's what, like, I'm really curious because initially with the MSPs for the Four Nations events, I was thinking that Eric Carlson was going to be either the 91 or the 92. And then, to be honest, I think Philip Forsberg is going to get the other one. Again, whether it's the 91 or the 92 overall. But since they brought Carlson into the champs, I wonder if they'll still bring him as an MSP. I don't know if I can necessarily see them like releasing 2 cards essentially like within the same week of the same player. So that's actually interesting. And then if you can see here too, the team that he's on, it's not Pittsburgh, it's Sweden on here. So that is very interesting. Which honestly really makes me hope that one of the MSP cards is Lucas Raymond. I'm praying. But if we move on here, they have not released the MSPs yet. I believe these will come on Friday, so it is still the same 4 as last week with Charlie McAvoy, Mika Zibanejad, Mikko Rantanen, and Brad Marchand. And then they did release a few more Four Nations cards, so 90s and 91s here, which I was kind of surprised. I mean, I guess the overalls are starting to get pretty high anyways, but I was a little surprised to see the 91 overalls in here. But if we start at the top, the only 90, we have Eriksson Ek, 91, Philip Gustafsson. I see a lot of people use him for their goalie, and that makes me wonder how good that 91 overall Gustafsson is going to be. And then if we move on, we have Victor Hedman at a 91. We have Rasmus Dahlin at a 91 as well, which that card intrigues me because I currently have the 2000s event 89 Rasmus Dahlin. So I kind of want to upgrade that to the 91, but I don't think there's any way to unlock it unless you buy it or pull it from a pack, which is kind of annoying. And then in the bottom row, we have Brandon Hagel at a 90 overall, Mark Stone at a 91. And then if any of you guys have the Ultimate Edition, Cale Makar or Nathan MacKinnon for the Team of the Year, they both have an upgrade at a 91 overall here. And I'm so upset, man. I missed out on the Cale Makar Ultimates. I had to work the last day that I was able to do it, and I only needed one more 87 overall card, but again, I had to go into work and I completely forgot about it, which is so frustrating to me. So my Nathan MacKinnon did get upgraded to a 91, but we're still only rocking the 90 Cale Makar, unfortunately. And if we move on here, there are 8 more Four Nations event, and we have 489s, starting with Travis Sanheim. We have Eric Holla, Brady Tkachuk, Gustav, and Nyquist, which is interesting to see him get a card. I used to love playing with Nyquist back in like NHL 15-16 days. He's always been a really good card, really fast. And then on the bottom row, the 90s, we have Anthony Cirelli, Tuvo Teravainen, Jeremy Swayman, and then William Nylander. So like I said earlier, I did end up unlocking the X Factor William Nylander. So thankfully, I have a 90 overall Nylander now because I was still rocking with the 87 Frozen Forces one. So a pretty decent upgrade there. And then next page here, I believe these are players that got like a last second call up because somebody bailed out. So I'm going to mispronounce these names terribly, but Nicholas Matin Palo, Henry Joki Haru. Then we have Urho Vakanainen. I have no idea. Ricard Raquel, Drew Doughty, and then Jake Sanderson. And then if we do move over to the objectives here, I did end up getting all of them complete. For the Four Nations Face-Off Week 1, I did post a video on how to not like easily complete this because it's 35 goals for 4 different players, which is just not easy in general. But I did recently post a video on like a pretty efficient way on how to do this, and I ended up doing it in a total of like 14 or 15 games, give or take, which wasn't terrible. So make sure you guys check that out if you have not. This one here, the line change. So obviously I already have it completed. I will put up on screen though a quick screenshot of what the objectives are here. But essentially this one's really not too hard. It's just getting 3 of essentially everything with a Four Nations player. So it's like 3 dekes, 3 one-timers, 3 slap shots, 3 backhands, 3 goals, stuff like that. So relatively easy. You'll just kind of complete this as you go, but the rewards are pretty nice. It gives you a ton of 80 overall cards, and then I believe some of the rewards were a 75 plus overall card as well, which I ended up pulling some 80 pluses with that reward, which was pretty nice. And then with the Four Nations Face-Off booster, so this one's kind of similar to the line change, but it does take a little bit longer. Essentially it's just a bunch of random objectives like winning face-offs or doing saucer passes or something like that, but the rewards in this are really nice too. So you do end up getting a choice pack. It's a 4-player choice pack of a Four Nations player, and it can be any Four Nations player. I don't know if MSPs are in there, but I ended up pulling an 80, I think it was an 89 overall player with that. It was either an 88 or an 89. I'll look it up in 1 second. But you can get higher than just like an 86 with that. So that one's definitely worth doing. And then if you complete all of them, you will get a random 86 plus overall player, which again, same thing. Don't know if you can get MSPs with that, but you can obviously pull anything higher than an 86. One of them I pulled an 88, one of them I pulled an 89, but I don't remember which one was which. So definitely worth doing here. And then again, you just get a ton of players to stack up with this, especially the 84 overalls that you can kind of stock up until the next MSPs come out, because 84s are going to be very valuable when it comes to building the next set of MSPs. And then real quick here too, the team of the week, I ended up completing both of these as well. I know I have absolutely no life, but essentially what I did is I just bought a bunch of 82s from the auction house. They're actually a lot cheaper than I thought. They're only like 2,000 coins at the moment. And I had like half of a team of just Team of the Week players, and I just kind of chilled out, listened to music, and completed these objectives here. But the reason I completed these is because, again, they'll give out a decent amount of like 84 pluses, and then you obviously get like the 85 or 86 overall choice pack at the end, which all of those can just be stocked up and saved for building the MSPs. So that is my whole plan currently. That is what I am doing. And that's the only reason why I spent so much time completing all of these objectives here. Now, if we move on to the hut moments, so they have not come out with a new Four Nations face-off moment yet, which when they do come out with the next one of this, I really hope that they give us tokens instead of players. I mean, I guess the players are kind of useful, but I would rather just, you know, have the ability to unlock like 10 plus tokens or something. So it was kind of weird that they switched that up and gave you players instead, but they did come out with a new team of the week and a new moments within the last couple of days. So again, I ended up completing all of these. Like I said, really just stocking up as much as I possibly can for these. The team of the weeks don't give you the best players, 81, 81, 82, 82. But you do get an 84, and then you get an 86 overall here as well. And then if we jump to the next one, the weekly hut moments. So with this, you just get the weekly moment packs. I believe it's 3 cards per pack. But you definitely have the ability to pull some decent cards here. I don't think I pulled anything good, but essentially all of these cards. So there's 5 objectives. I ended up putting all 15 cards towards unlocking the Nylander. So if you are trying to unlock the X Factor Nylander, this could definitely be something worth doing as well. And again, these take like 2 seconds. They're really easy. Get stick checks, score 1 goal on rookie mode, perfect one-timer attempts, make passes with any player, and then just win the game. So really, really easy. Definitely worth doing, in my opinion. Now, if we head over to some of the Four Nations cards here, I'm not going to go over every single one of these, but I'll go over some of the higher overall ones. But I did want to start with the Nyquist here. He is an 89 overall. It's got 91 acceleration, 96 agility, and then 92 speed, which is really good. And of course, the agility can be boosted with the playmaking forward here. But he's got really good hands. He's got a low 90 shots, which the power can obviously be boosted with the power shooting boost here. But a pretty decent shot, good hands. Definitely a viable card, I would say. The agility makes it really nice here, I would think. And for his superstar abilities, he has tape to tape and then close quarters. So personally, I feel like 89s are like just on the brink of falling off right now. But I do still have a decent amount of 89s on my team currently. I probably won't go out of my way to purchase any 89s unless it's a player that I really, really like. But if you are in the market for one, obviously they're going to be cheaper than any 90 plus overall card. This could be a really decent one to use. And the other 89 I wanted to check out real quick is Drew Doughty. So I feel like Doughty always has a decent card when it comes to Hut. For his synergies, he's got two-way defenseman, and then he also has the pinpoint shooting boost. For his abilities, he has quick pick, and then he has seeing eye, which I really like the seeing eye ability. I'm not gonna lie. I've said that before, but I do think it's relatively underrated. So if you have some ability points available and you have not used the seeing eye yet, I highly recommend at least giving it a shot. But getting into his stats, skating's not bad. 90 acceleration, 93 agility. He has 91 speed, 89 endurance, which the endurance can be boosted if you activate the two-way defenseman here. He has kind of a mid shot, nothing crazy, 87 on the accuracy, and then the power is going to jump slightly above 90 there. But if you do increase, or if you do activate the pinpoint shooting boost, he will have 90 plus across the board with the shooting. And then again, if you have that seeing eye ability activated here, as long as he's getting that shot on net, chances are it's likely gonna have a chance to go in. So definitely something worth noting there. He does have decent hands, decent checking, and then his defense is pretty good as well. 91 awareness, 91 shot blocking, 92 stick checking. So like I said, I feel like 89s are kind of right on the brink of falling off. But if you are in the market for one, and if you do like Drew Doughty, this could be a card that intrigues you. Now, getting into the 90 overalls, we have Anthony Cirelli here. He's got two-way forward and defensive boost. For his superstar ability, he has no contest. I don't know what this is. Advanced stick tension and strength when going into pickups, resulting in more wins when battling for the puck. I feel like it's probably not the best ability in the entire world, but I have no idea. And then he has close quarters as well. For his skating, it's not terrible. 89 acceleration, 94 agility, and then 91 speed. The endurance can be boosted to a 91 if you have the two-way forward active, but it looks like he's going to be more of a defensive player, even though his shooting's not terrible. 90 on the accuracy, 92 on the power, 90 straight down the boards on the hands. But yeah, his defense is pretty good. He's got 93 awareness, 90 shot blocking, and 94 stick checking. So that could definitely come in handy, especially if your opponent's trying to break out of their own zone and you get a quick poke check with him. So could be a decent card if you are an Anthony Cirelli fan. Next, we got Teuvo Teravainen, which he's always got fun cards in Hut too. He's always quick and agile, which his agility is a 98 on here, which is kind of crazy. Acceleration's got 92, speed, he's also 92. Decent shots, 92s and 93 on the accuracy for the wrist shots. He's got really good hands, 97 deking. Body checking obviously is going to lack a little bit because he is on the smaller side, and then he's got kind of mid defensive stats here. So definitely an offensive minded player. He does have playmaking forward, which can boost that agility to a 99, and then he also has the deking, which will increase those hands even more. That's kind of crazy. For his abilities, he's got ankle breaker, and then he has third eye. I don't know what this is either. Large increase to pass assist with exceptional ability to auto sauce pass out of a player's field of vision. I have never used the third eye before. I don't know how good that is, so let me know in the comments down below if that is a decent ability worth activating, because I have no idea. I do like the ability to auto sauce though. That could probably be pretty beneficial. Next, we got Brandon Hagel, 90 overall. Pretty good skating. Again, 93 acceleration and speed. He's got 98 agility. All these players are so agile, man. Pretty decent shot in the mid 90s. Really good hands as well, but kind of similar to Teravainen, he lacks on the checking and the defense. He does a playmaking forward, and then power shooting boost as well. For the abilities, he's got make it snappy and elite edges. Moving on to our next 90 overall here, we have Eriksson Ek, and he's pretty much like straight mid to low 90s all the way down the board. So just an overall like solid card top to bottom. Doesn't really excel in anything, but doesn't suck in anything either. 90 acceleration, 92 agility, and 91 speed. 91 on the shooting, 91 on the hands. Decent checking, 89s and 91s I'm seeing. And then decent defense as well, 92 stick check. For the synergies, he's got two-way forward here, and then he also has face-off boost, which could boost that face-off all the way to a 97. So I'm not sure how hard it is to activate the face-off boost. I don't know how many players on your team are going to have that, but nonetheless, could be a pretty good center here. For his superstar abilities, he has close quarters, and then he has unstoppable force as well. He's pretty big, 6'3", so could be a decent power forward, two-way forward type guy if you are in the market for one of those. Next, we got Jeremy Swayman for the synergies. He has deking boost and acceleration boost. He is 6'3", so not the smallest goalie in the entire world. And when it comes to the important stats, for his speed, he's got 92. For his vision, he has a 90. Endurance is an 88. He's pretty agile as well, and then his positioning is going to be a 91. So it could be a relatively decent goalie here. I'm not sure how expensive he's going to be, being a 90 overall, though. Not sure if it would be worth the payment on that. But for his abilities, he has Butterfly Effect, and then he has Post to Post. Next up, we got Jake Sanderson at a 90 overall. And again, he's just got pretty solid stats all the way around from top to bottom. Not really excelling at anything, but not really sucking in anything either. His acceleration is going to be a 91. Agility is 93. Speed is a 92. Decent shot, decent hands, decent checking. And again, pretty good defense as well. He has two-way defenseman for his synergies, and then he also has the agility boost as well. For his superstar abilities, he's got Seeing Eye and Elite Edges. Next one, we have Alexander Barkov. And I know this one came out, I think earlier in the week or last week, if I recall. But he could be a decent card. He is pretty big, 6'3", 215 pounds. So it's definitely going to be one of those guys that's hard to knock off the puck. And personally, with players like that, I don't like them on my team, but I hate playing against them. They're so annoying. For his skating, he has 90 acceleration, 87 agility, and 90 speed. His endurance is only 84, though, so that is something to take note of. Decent shooting at a 90, decent hands, decent checking, and then decent defense. His defensive awareness is pretty good, though, at a 95. Does have two-way forward, and then he has playmaking boost as well. If you activate that two-way forward, his face-offs jump up to 94, so it could be a pretty good center for you. And then he has close quarters and born leader for his abilities. Next one, we got William Nylander, 90 overall. Again, decent skater, 94 acceleration, 96 agility, 94 speed. Again, only 85 endurance, though, not the best in the entire world. So definitely something to take note of. Got a really good shot, though, 94 on the accuracy, which is always nice to see. Really good hands, too, 96 on the deking. And then he is going to lack in the body checking and defensive part here. But for the synergies, he has playmaking forward, and then he has the deking boost as well. Superstar abilities, he's got tape to tape and puck on a string. So one thing to note, his X Factor ability does not have the deking boost. I don't remember what the synergies are, but it's not the deking boost. And that was kind of annoying to me because on his Frozen Forces one, he did have the deking boost. And now that I have the X Factor, I have to find another player for the deking boost to get that activated. So I'm at 5 out of 6 right now. So just something to take note there. So I'm going to skip ahead here. We're going to go to the 91s. We have Philip Gustafsson. He is 6'2", so he's not the biggest goalie in the entire world, but he's got 93 speed, 92 vision. His endurance is a little bit low at 86, and then his positioning is a 91. He has agility boost and checking boost, and then for his abilities, he has butterfly effect. He has a butterfly effect and post to post. For the next 91, we got Mark Stone. Again, pretty solid, like power forward, two-way forward type player here. He is 6'3". Acceleration to 93, agility 91, speed is a 93, and then he's got 90 endurance. So nice to see the endurance there above the 80s. Shooting's not terrible, 91. Hands aren't terrible. Checking's pretty good. His strength is a 98. Anybody know what the strength attribute does, like specifically? Because I'm actually not 100% sure. Then he has decent defense as well. For the synergies, he's got two-way forward, and then he has pinpoint shooting, which can get the accuracy up to a 94. For his abilities, he has Born Leader and then Unstoppable Force. So a couple more here. We have Rasmus Dahlin, and he's got really good skating for a bigger defenseman. He is 6'3", 93 acceleration, 92 agility, and 93 speed. Does have 89 endurance as well. He's got a pretty good shot, 92 across the board. Really good hands, decent checking, and then he's really good on defense as well. 92 for the awareness, 92 for the stick checking. For his synergies, he does have two-way defenseman, and then he also has power shooting boost to increase the slap shot and wrist shot power. For his abilities, he has shutdown, and then he has heat seeker. I've still yet to use heat seeker. I know people talk about this being like one of the best abilities to use. I legitimately do not have a single player on my team with Heat Seeker. So another reason why I really want this Rasmus Dahlin card. Next one, we got Victor Hedman at 91. I know everybody probably has the 90 overall Victor Hedman, so not sure how worth it would be to upgrade to the 91. He is big though, 6'7". He's got 89 acceleration, 90 agility, 89 speed, 88 endurance. He has really good shooting power, but the accuracy lacks a little bit at 85. However, he does have the pinpoint shooting, so you can boost that up to an 88. Got decent hands, decent checking, and then really good on defense. For the synergies, he has two-way defenseman and, like we said, the pinpoint shooting boost. And then for the superstar abilities, he has Seeing Eye and Shutdown. And then next one, Cale Makar. If you are like me and do not have his ultimates team of the year, there is now a better Cale Makar out there, which really sucks. But he's got really good skating, as we would expect. 94 acceleration, 98 agility, 91 balance, 94 speed, The endurance is pretty good at a 90 as well. Got a really good shot, 91 and 92. Really good hands. Lacks a little bit on the checking and the defensive side. But for the synergies, he's got offensive defenseman, which can boost the shooting attributes. And then he has defensive boost as well, which is pretty good. Actually jumps the awareness up to a 95. And then the stick checking up to a 95 as well. So could be worth activating the defensive boost on an offensive defenseman here. For his abilities, he also has Heat Seeker, and then he has Elite Edges as well. And then the last one, Nathan McKinnon at a 91. Similar stats to Cale Makar. Really good skating, 95 acceleration, 96 agility, 94 speed. Great shot at 93 and 94. Obviously, he's going to have really good hands as well. But he is going to lack in the checking and defensive side. He has playmaking forward here, and then he has power shooting boost as well. And then for his abilities, he has unstoppable force, and then he has make it snappy. Now, before I end off the video, a couple things I do want to note. Mitch Marner did end up scoring a goal in overtime, thank goodness, against Sweden last night. So if you guys did not watch that game, I'm sorry, you have to go check the highlights out because that was such a good game. But Mitch Marner will be getting an upgrade to a 91 overall here. That will likely probably come later today, I would assume. And then, as I stated earlier, Nathan McKinnon did get his bump up to a 91 overall here. And then for the William Nylander, so like I was saying, his synergies, they took away the, I guess I don't know if they took it away, but he doesn't have the deking boost anymore, which is really unfortunate. But he does have playmaking forward, and then he has pinpoint shooting as well. So his shooting accuracy is crazy at a 97. And then with the playmaking forward, his agility jumps up to 98. So skating is fantastic. Acceleration is 94. Speed is also 94, but he does lack the endurance a little bit at only an 85, which kind of sucks. And then obviously he has really good hands as well. For his abilities, he has make it snappy, and then he has the elite edges. So I feel like this William Nylander is a little bit more of a shooter compared to the Four Nations one, but either way, both fantastic cards. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and keep the video right there. Just a quick update with some of the recent cards that EA has released, and then of course they're going to be releasing even more, likely today and for sure on Friday, I believe is when we get the new MSPs, which I'm so excited for. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Also let me know who you guys want to see for the MSPs. I'm curious, or maybe just like a card released in general, because personally, I have been dying for a Lucas Raymond card for weeks now. And I know I've said it a million times, but I promise you, as soon as that card gets released, I'm jumping on it in a heartbeat. So yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. Like I said, let me know in the comments down below. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.